Hey everybody, we're moving on to page 14 on the intro to Peter, Peter Pumpkin Eater and Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Let me give you a tune. A, D. Just check your strings and hopefully they're close. And E. Don't worry if they're not. Hopefully they'll be close enough. If not, take them. A local violin shop will usually tune an instrument for free. If you are involved in a congregation, usually there's a string player there that can tune your instrument. I would wait unless you're really confident about what you're doing to use the pegs. If you have fine tuners, those are fine to use. For now, if you screw them in tighter, the string will go sharp. If you loosen the screw on the fine tuner, then they'll go lower. Usually strings don't go sharp unless there's something wrong with the instrument or something is completely out of line. Let's say if one of these pegs goes completely loose, then like the E string may go sharp if the G string is completely loose. But a sharp string usually is a sign that something else has happened with another string. So check all your strings first before you go about tuning too much. And then I would wait a little bit on these pegs. They need a little bit of a short lesson on how to do them, but you need some ear training before you tune. But welcome this morning. We're on to page 14. To the intro to Peter, Peter Pumpkin Eater and Jolly Old St. Nicholas. So first of all, if you've got your bow tightened, make sure you have good rosin on your bow. Get your position and take a deep breath and relax. Make sure everything's good here and that you can hold it. Now on Peter, Peter, we're starting on third finger, which you have learned is an octave above the open D. And then we're going immediately to the E string and then back to the D. So what I want you to do is set up those fingers, and we have an interesting thing here. Let me show you, because this is the first time we've run across what's called a pickup note. So see at the beginning of Peter, Peter, where there's only one note and then the bar line hits. That's called a pickup note, and it's beat 4. So when I count you in, we'll go 1, 2, 3, and you come in on beat 4. Also, the other thing about that is on pickup notes, you want to do that pickup note, just that first note, with an up bow rather than a down bow. So we're going to start on, instead of coming down with our arm, we're going to go about 2/3 of the way out and go up. If you look at Peter, Peter, it's all quarter notes but 1/2 note at the end. So you're going to use, kind of shorter strokes, and they're not going to be big, long things, and nothing's going to change. So if we go about 2/3 of the way out and come to 2/3 of the bow, that'll be fine on this one. So, but we're going to start out here, all fingers down with first finger on the E, so that you can, and you don't have to lift your fingers. So when you're doing this, maybe I have an idea. Let's try this. If I'm here in front of the camera, maybe you can see this better. So you've got your position. And so you're going to leave those fingers down. Third finger can stay down through most of that first line, actually. So up bow. Then pick up second and third for first finger. Then third goes back down. Then it does it again. And we're going to leave third finger down and go. So Peter really focuses a lot on that third finger on the D string. And then you can get all of those really relaxed fingerings. So again, start up bow. So practice through that a few times. Make sure you've got it. Then the next video will have the duet done and dusted for both of these. Relax your fingers and leave down a finger when you can. So if third finger is down, it's a good idea to leave first and second down below it. That'll give your hand a good support, and it also helps with intonation, especially if you don't have tapes. So we're going to go on now to Jolly Old St. Nicholas. So if we triage Jolly Old St. Nicholas, oh my goodness. I'm not sick, but woo. Okay, so Peter Pumpkin Eater has those two sharps. Two sharps are F and C. I'm hoping that you'll say those in your head before I say them out loud. And that is the key of D. So when you are questioning what key something is in, go back to page 12 and 13 and look, because it's important that you know that F and C sharp are D major. So if we look at Jolly Old St. Nicholas, it is also two sharps. So it's in D major. Those sharps are F and C. But when you play them through. Now, if we triage this a little bit, you have this measure and this measure and this measure that are the same as boom, 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 boom. And then if you look at here, 1, 2, 3, those three measures are the same. Well, almost. This one's a little bit different than that one because this is the ending. This is our question and answer on the phrase. So if we learn that first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 measures, we've kind of almost learned the whole piece. And this is all A and D string, sorry, E and A string. So we're going to start on F sharp. So first finger on the E string and 4 quarter notes, then 2 quarter notes and a half note on the E string level. So we don't change the bow plane, we just stay on the E string. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that for 2, then we're going to go 4 quarter notes on third finger on the D string. Then first finger on E, which is F sharp. So pretty easy fingering. Now let's go on to the next measure, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, measure 5, and we'll go all the way to the E on the second line. So start here on that B natural, which is first finger on A, 4 of them. Now next line, A, and then D, third finger, then you've got all of these nodes. So if you can do that first line, then you can do all of the whole thing. Make sure your bow is on the right string level and that your bow is relaxed. You've got to check all your position stuff every day that you play. Make sure your bow hold is nice and relaxed, so you're not using any more muscles on this bow to hold that bow than to just keep it in the tip in your fingers. And then the weight of the arm pulls. So make sure you're watching your bow. And if you get that is too much weight on the bow and not pulling the bow quick enough. So you can either use a lot of weight and pull fast, or you can use less weight and pull slower. But it's something you have to practice and figure out. It's not something that comes kind of naturally. So go ahead and work on Peter, Pumpkin Eater this week, and Jolly Old St. Nicholas. Make sure you're looking at your music, saying the notes out loud, getting used to those quarter notes mixed in with half notes and whole notes. And I will see you at the next video.